week's episode of Share News Bachelor Recap. Renee is clearly not here, so
What?
we have Joslyn
She's
filling
not.
in.
I'm very excited to be here. I'm a Bachelor Nation member, and I have a lot of opinions to share.
Yes.
But before we jump into this show, I want to make sure that you guys hit the pause button, make sure you've subscribed to this channel, clickety-click that bell so you get all the notifications, because let's be real, you do not want to miss a moment of what we have to say about this franchise.
No, you do not. And Renee is on vacation, but she's going to pop in a little bit to just give us some of her crazy thoughts. So don't worry. You'll
Can't
get
wait,
some Renee
can't
today.
wait.
Should we start with
The richness of this episode, truly rich.
There's so much to unpack. Should we start with that rose ceremony?
Most definitely.
So really quick, do you want to give people your thoughts on the final three? Just since they don't necessarily know.
Okay, yes. So as you guys probably know, if you've been following the show, we are down to the final three, which are Maddie, Hannah Ann, and Victoria F. Not a shocker there. I feel like he obviously has a type. He likes these beautiful brunette women. All of them are gorgeous. He's definitely had very hot relationships with all of them. Some, I would say, very emotionally based, others very physically based, maybe a mix of the both.
Do you like Maddie the best?
Oh my gosh, I have a lot of opinions to share that might be unpopular, but I actually like the girls on the season more than Peter.
Same.
I think that there's a lot of complicated opinions surrounding Maddie and the fact that she wants to save herself for marriage, and some of the ways that she has said things about like having high standards, kind of implying that the other women don't have high standards. But at the end of the day, I think it's really great that she's like, this is who I am. I love you for who you are too. We don't have the same opinions, but like this is just what's gonna work for me, and that's it. And I totally respect that. So yes, I would say Maddie's my number one choice. I think Hannah's great too. Also, when I was 23, I was drooling at a nightclub. So I think it's super youthful age to get married. But my mom got married at 23, so.
Listen, you never know.
Who do you like?
I was going to say, basically you're on the same page as Renee and I. We like Peter, but we're a little tired of him.
Peter, get a grip.
We're running out of patience. We don't love Victoria F, and we like Maddie. We're not sure about Hannah Ann.
Victoria F would be so fun to go to Stagecoach with because she has all the connections. And as we know, if you are a part of the Bachelor Nation, a lot happens at Stagecoach.
It's basically like a summit. It's like a Bachelor summit.
So I really feel like she should head to Stagecoach this year, and then we should circle back. Do I feel like she's Peter's love of a lifetime? Probably not, but they had a good time.
Okay, yeah, so let's get to the rose ceremony. Obviously, Maddie's late. How late she was, like, we don't know.
She was very late.
If it was her fault or a producer's fault, we don't know.
I love that Maddie left all of them hanging. And the only thing I didn't like was that all of them were very clearly freezing. Like, it looked cold out there.
Poor
they were
Hannah Ann.
shivering up a storm. But think about it. If you were one of the other two girls, you'd be like, score, we're both in, we're both sticking around.
Right.
And when they saw her walk up, they were like, she's here.
Yeah, I feel like Victoria F kind of knew, right? The minute Maddie walked up, I feel like you could see it on Victoria's face. She was like, this isn't going to go
Really?
my way.
I don't think so.
Really?
No, I don't think so. Because she knew about what they were calling the ultimatum.
I guess, yeah, she had some confidence
that Maddie
there.
had given them. And I think she felt confident about where they were. And they were definitely on an upward slope at that point. I think he told her he was falling in love with her.
Of course he did. He tells everyone the same thing.
It's so obnoxious.
So anyways, the rose ceremony ends. His final two are Maddie and Hannah Ann, which everyone pretty much called. We knew Hannah Ann was going to go far. We knew he was in love with Maddie. The big question was Maddie going to self-eliminate before the ceremony?
I was so hoping he would be like, Maddie, will you accept the rose? And she'd be like, nah, I'm out. And then he'd be like,
Bye.
Victoria, you still in? What's up? Like, but that didn't happen.
It did not happen.
Did not come true. But I did just find this in the couch, so maybe that's good luck. But I did love the way this all went down.
I loved it too, and we'll get into like predictions. Obviously, Maddie still might self-eliminate. The mom is still gonna cry about something.
Definitely.
So we'll get into all of that later. There's so much drama from Women Tell All.
Oh my gosh. Literally, I'm exhausted and need a drink to get through this, but it's actually like 9 a.m. right now, so I don't feel like that's appropriate for me at this time.
Not yet.
But Chris Harrison always says, in the most dramatic season of Bachelor history, like to me, so much of what happened last night should be characterized as like the most annoying season of Bachelor ever, because last night was exactly what we've been watching all season, just people fighting with each other.
It was so, here's the thing, it was so disappointing, and I think it was McKenna who posted on her Instagram. Yeah, it was, because McKenna and Savannah actually have a little friendship behind the scenes.
Oh, I love that.
That we didn't see at all.
No.
And she posted, like, a lot of people are saying that there's, like, no friendships this season, like, all of us hated each other. Like, there were, you just didn't see it. So I'm like, clearly they chose to edit it this way for whatever reason. Maybe it was boring otherwise. Maybe the friendships weren't as exciting. But the entire season was about catty girl drama.
Well, let me tell you this. As a veteran of reality television, yes, I have been on a reality show.
You won a reality show.
Oh, I did, kind of a game show, but I didn't win. I was on Amazing Race, did not win the show. But let me tell you this. They can only edit what you give them. So if you do not give them something to work with, then they can't work with it. Like if you're not fighting, they have nothing. That's why we don't see like people like Maddie mixed up in this ish, because she is in love with Peter and focus on that.
You said before we started filming.
Yes.
What did you think about this season? That the girls were more interested in fighting with each other than being in love with Peter? Is that
That's
what
we
saying?
saw on television. And I totally would respect the fact that maybe that's not what was actually going on. But as a fan of the show, I was super disappointed by it. Also, as a woman who is all about like women supporting women and helping each other out, I was just like, I get that you got to do a little bit of it for the entertainment value, but the fact that it was literally 70% of the season was a bummer. It was a bummer to me.
No, it was terrible. Let's start so we can just breeze past it and never talk about it again.
Great.
With the Elias.
Oh my gosh.
Because what the heck? I literally texted Renee and said, I'm not sure what I just watched. I can't tell if it was my computer glitching or if they were really all screaming at each other for that long. I couldn't even understand what was said.
Chris Harrison looks like he blacked out.
Well, I was like, I kept saying, like, did he leave the building? Like, why isn't he interjecting? And then he was just like, all right, well, that's done. So let's cut to commercial.
Here's the compliment that I have to pay to her. She's beautiful. Like, absolutely gorgeous. And she has this amazing quality to like be in the midst of people attacking her, and she's even fighting back at them, but with like the most gorgeous little small smile on her face.
Do you think it could possibly be her years of pageant training?
100. Folks show. Also, as a veteran of the pageant world, I did one glorious pageant, and let me tell you, I learned a lot from those ladies, and it is no joke. And if you could smile through like getting a bikini wax, you could smile on The Bachelor. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, so basically there was a clip that circulated where we saw Victoria P and Alea sort of go at it more directly that they didn't air. They just chose to show all of that screaming back and forth. So basically, I'd say the conclusion is anyone on this season has an opinion about Alea. They're never gonna come to an agreement. No progress was made last night. Let's never talk about it ever again.
Please promise me, pinky swear me, I don't ever want to hear
I
about
don't care anymore. The next thing, though, I was really excited about. It was Kelsey's redemption.
Yes. Snaps for Kelsey. I'm so glad. Also, friends with Ashley I, love her.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that she came out and was like, being emotional is okay.
Yes.
It is fine. And I think it's something that should be appreciated. And I feel as though Kelsey finally had her moment to shine last night. Like
she handled everything well. So first of all, they clearly teed her up well, which I appreciate on their end, because they did not tee her up well during the actual season.
Well, I mean, Champagne Gate was like,
it was tough.
What the F do you do with that? Probably the most memorable moment in Bachelor history.
Seriously.
She could have suffocated.
Oh my God.
On her own champagne.
She said, she was like, it really burned. And I was like, of course it really burned. But the thing is, I forget who it was like, do you think you handled that properly? Because you didn't handle that situation right. And she was like, no, I didn't. Yes. I acted crazy. Like, what do you think, I'm going to defend myself? I thought that was so calm, cool, and collected of her. But then she still owned, I have my emotions. I'm allowed to have emotions. I will never apologize for that. And I hope more people go and follow Kelsey.
Me too, and probably my favorite moment of what she said. And also, by the way, I want to point out she's 28, which puts her at like the more mature age level as far as all these women are concerned. She pointed out that a lot of the things that were being thrown at her, like having a mental breakdown, being unstable, having alcoholic tendencies, that those are real diseases that people are dealing with, and to see someone on TV get made fun of
Yes.
potentially having those things that they're going through is not okay at all, especially when she's not dealing with those things.
Right.
She just handled it so well. I was like, booyah.
She said, by claiming that I'm an emotionally unstable, mental breakdown out with alcoholic tendencies, it is a strong accusation to make against somebody. By you putting that out there, now I'm labeled as something that I'm not. And she served that to Tammy.
Cannot wait for her to go and get the redemption she deserves on BIP.
Yes.
It's gonna happen for sure.
I hope it does.
Yeah, I think it will.
I just hope they don't put Tammy on there with her.
They will.
Speaking of Tammy,
Who knew?
I struggle with Tammy. I really thought she was funny. And the thing that we talked about this before, but like when it happened, Tammy came from like this place of concern, which I thought was okay.
It was a little weird. It was weird, but Kelsey was clearly upset. So I was like, okay, look at this. Like, it's a little weird, but she's trying to like go check on this girl who's upset. And then she pulled a 180, went super, super negative, and all of a sudden exploded with this other side we've never seen before. I was hoping for some Tammy redemption last night, and honestly, she was super unapologetic. She did all of the same things. She emotion shamed once again to everyone.
Listen, Fiona, she flips houses, okay? Back off.
And listen, she did address at the end of all of this, which we'll get into, like all of the hate she's been facing online. And I'm not saying that's okay.
No.
Like, it's absolutely
No.
not. Tammy should not be getting death threats. Nobody should be. But she did the same stuff she did all season on Women Tell All. It's like she clearly, like, and this is okay, it's her personality, but she is sticking to her hatred
Yeah,
of
she doesn't
McKenna.
care because anyone knows that the first thing you do in crisis management is you apologize.
Right.
You admit that you are wrong. She didn't admit to anything she did
She
was wrong.
half gave Kelsey an apology.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
But we're regrettingly and like with an eye roll and then emotion shamed her 3 seconds later. So like that didn't count. And she point blank refused to apologize to McKenna.
Here's the thing, I really loved Tammy throughout the whole season, and I didn't realize that so much drama went down until I watched that supercut of all of her scenes last night. And I was like, girl, you need to simmer down. But also, yet again, we're not even talking about Peter. This has nothing to do with Peter whatsoever.
Because
like the whole season, was he even on the show?
I know. And then he came on. I mean, we can get to this in a second, but like he did come out and say his piece, and Chris straight up was like, yo, dude, you've been getting a lot of backlash. Do you regret anything? And one of the girls, I think it was Savannah, was like, hey, like, do you regret sending me home? I was nothing but nice and into you, and you kept all this drama. And he was like, I'm Peter, and the only thing I know how to say is, I follow my heart.
I mean,
I see your heart. I followed my heart.
I don't know where my heart is at this point.
All right.
Somewhere else.
Who's next?
McKenna?
McKenna.
Oh, McKenna.
I thought she handled herself pretty well.
I thought she handled herself the best that we've seen. The only thing I don't understand was the closing comment where she was like, go to Canada to learn how to love people. I don't know if that's going to solve the problem here. I feel like you got to learn how to love wherever you are, and that's the big issue. I will say, loving your hair.
Oh,
loving the long hair.
I think she is so fabulous. And also, by the way, she didn't come on this show and say, my profession is caretaker, and then start a fashion blog. She's a proud fashion blogger and has been for a long time, and that is a totally acceptable profession to pursue in your life.
We're screwed.
So I hate when people say any of that stuff about her, which Tammy brought up again. The one thing I will say about the Canada comment, somebody, maybe it was Tammy, attacked her or like told her to go back to Canada or something.
Oh, that was the context.
So she was like adding a little context to that we all forgot because there was so much drama. I did like how she called out Peter because I thought it was a very valid like what the F moment when he kept her, then put her through the rose ceremony and then sent her home. And you know, he said he didn't know what he was really going to do. So if he didn't know, he didn't know.
Told him yet.
He couldn't find where his heart was in that moment. Next up is Victoria F.
Wow.
Who I don't physically think I can talk about anymore. I don't know.
I will. The only thing I have to say is I loved her look last night.
She did
I would wear that in a hot minute. But yeah, I don't have much else to say.
I feel like really tired. And
exhausted.
Our girl Renee is pretty passionate about everything. So not live, but from vacation, she's going to chime in right now with some thoughts on Victoria F.
Hey guys, I wish I could be there with you today, but I cannot be. However, I do have lots of thoughts on last night's episode of Women Tell All, especially with Victoria F. Okay, for starters, you guys know how I feel about Victoria F. You know, we all know it's no secret. I thought she was the most likable she's been all season last night. I think she did a really great job in the hot seat during her confrontation with Peter. Whatever, when they talk to each other. You know what I mean? And then she also stayed super uninvolved in any of the petty drama on the show. So she did like a good job. I was fine with it. However, that being said, they did Marissa dirty because she basically said that Marissa made up the rumors about her breaking up marriages when, like, if you look into the rumors at all, Reality Steve says that they came directly from the wives involved, so that's a whole other thing. That being said, Chris Harrison didn't press her on it at all, and when he asked about it, it almost seemed like he even thought that the rumors were fake. But considering they did a whole segment on cyberbullying, that's probably why. They probably thought it would be unfair to really put her in the hot seat about a personal scandal that happened before the show, considering, imagine the backlash and the cyberbullying she would get because of it. So I understand where ABC was coming from with that, and I get why they didn't press her further, but as a viewer and considering how much they built up this storyline, I kind of wish we got a little bit more, and I wish they didn't do Marissa dirty. Even Peter in an interview was like, well, like, I just knew Victoria F more, and like Marissa and I only went on 4 dates. Peter, like, you also only went on 4 dates with Victoria, or 5, like, and you only knew her another additional month. So I feel bad for Marissa. I think Victoria F did a really good job on Women Tell All. Like, she was actually tolerable. She owned up to her bad behavior, which I was here for because she has not taken responsibility for anything all season long. So it was nice having her finally take some responsibility and not get involved in any of the petty drama and not talk over all the girls like they did so many times last night. So I was here for it. And honestly, if you think about it, it was like 2 gifts in one night because not only was she tolerable during Women Tell All, she was eliminated last night. We don't have to deal with any, like, I can't even ever again. Unless she goes to paradise. But you guys, those are all my thoughts. I cannot wait to talk more Bachelor with you as soon as I'm back next week.
Whew, all right.
Thank you, Renee.
Thanks for that.
Reporting live from wherever it is you are.
I agree, girl. Let's move on to the most serious moment. It was still dramatic, but it was very, very serious, and I thought it was really cool that they did this. They brought on Rachel Lindsay to sit everyone in America down and talk about how there's way too much hate.
I really actually liked that they took a moment to have a serious, real talk about this issue because it has been something that has been very serious very recently in the reality world online. And I'm glad that they're not just like letting it be swept under the rug and taking a moment to be like, everybody needs to check themselves because all of these people that you're tweeting at, talking to, whatever, are actual real human beings with feelings and emotions.
And the thing that I think is so sad is like there's been trolls from the origination of the internet. Like trolling, mean comments, all of that has been around forever. But for it to get to a point where like they carved out precious moments in Women Tell All, which we all know there was so much more drama to see, to address the fact that the threats are getting so out of hand, and it's not like you sign up for this show and you open yourself up to criticism anymore. It's you sign up to this show and you open yourself up to literally every single one of them has received a death threat.
Yes.
And that's so not okay. So I think
Hopefully
it's really
this was productive and worked.
I hope people listen, even if one person thinks twice now.
Great.
So
awesome.
I thought it was cool.
Yep, well done. Rachel Lindsay bringing out the big guns. I like that.
I love that they chose her too.
Me
Like,
too.
she's so authoritative.
Oh, she's a lawyer.
Yes.
Okay. She covers sports. I will believe her.
I was gonna say, she's
I'm kind of scared of her too, but like in a friendly way.
Okay, moving on. We do have that insane teaser to talk about.
Not wait.
Oh, I don't even know what to say. Chris Harrison kept saying, most dramatic season ever. If you think you know what's coming, you don't. And I'm like, but I think I know.
Okay, well, we did a little detective work, and as many of you probably have, and we're going to finally see that scene in which Debbie, you know, the true icon of this whole entire season, Peter's mom, says, bring her home to us.
Don't let her go.
Whatever. And I just want to point out that the shirt Peter is wearing in that scene is the same shirt he was wearing on his date with Madison. So let's bring it full circle. But again, you never know in the Bachelor world.
See, we sort of touched on this earlier. I still think Madison's gonna walk away. You see her in the teaser. He's like, I want to make this work, or can we make this work, or can we fix this? And she's like, how?
I don't think he's going to end up with anyone. I don't think anything's happening.
Here's the thing, and I hate saying, like, I hate being a hater of Peter, because I do really believe he's trying his best. But Peter needed to, like, put his big boy pants on and, like, win Madison over and, like, repair so many broken bridges and really, really prove to her that he was worthy of her and the standards she's choosing to live by. I don't know if he has it in him to do that.
It might have happened off camera, honestly.
True.
And they're just not showing it to us. But I do think that there's not like a real resolution, and we might get it when the live finale airs.
I think she's literally sitting there waiting for him to win her over, and I think he can't do it in the amount of days he has.
We're about to find out in 6 days.
We also once before called a Hannah Ann moment via her hair, and you believe
yes.
we have another Hannah Ann hair.
So
clue.
you also see in the finale trailer when Peter's saying, I'm so sorry, he's like crying and whatever. And it shows up from the back of a brunette. And it's like, oh, no one will guess. Because both of the girls have the same color hair. No. That is definitely Hannah Ann's hair. Because if you look at her tassel, if you look at her part, if you look at her volume, that is Hannah Ann hair. That is not Maddie hair.
Maddie has much thinner, longer, finer hair.
Yes. So I think Peter could just end up like sleeping on bunk beds with Nick Viall or something in the valley. I would like that bromance.
Okay. Anyways, last thing has nothing to do with Peter's season because we're just too excited to talk about another person coming to the world of Bachelor Nation, and that is our new Bachelorette,
Claire Crawley, a 38-year-old woman. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to just see something new.
Me too. The thing is, I haven't been watching The Bachelor for years and years. I watched it a little in high school. I dabbled with it in college. Like, Renee got me into it, and this is the season I came in on. So I am really excited for something new, for a Bachelorette who, her whole thing is, I've done this before, and she has.
Oh, she's done this
She's
before.
done all of it before. Yeah. And she's like, I know what I want, and I'm ready for marriage. And I think you told me this, maybe it was Renee, like, if you think about the last few seasons, everyone's been so young in general.
Yes.
Like, are they even ready for marriage?
Yes.
That's a personal choice to make, obviously, but there's a better shot that her contestants are going to be in that place.
Yeah, because people talk about like, oh, age appropriate for marriage. That's so variable. You could be 23 and it could work for you. But if you are 38, no one's going to argue with you and be like, you're too young to get married.
That whole conversation should just be gone.
And she doesn't F around. Like, did you see when she left Juan Pablo? She is not here to play. Also, my favorite thing is that they are currently like recasting all of the guys on the show because some of them are too young for her. Like, this is such a flip-flop that we don't typically see.
No.
And I'm loving it. And then during all the commercials, it was like, do you want to be cast on the senior version of Bachelor? I was like, this better not be for Claire. Is this like a mean joke?
This is the new exciting thing. This is going to be my favorite version of The Bachelor. It's sweet old people looking for love.
So freaking here for it.
I love that.
Here for Claire.
I'm really excited. Not everyone in the world is excited about Claire. Like, obviously, people had favorites they were pulling for. Some people, like my younger sister, was like, wait, who's Claire?
Yes.
My thing is, A, everyone should be excited because it's something new and that has a 50-50 chance of being fabulous. And B, Claire is proof that if your favorite didn't get chosen right now, that doesn't mean that at 38, her journey might still be ready to go for the show.
100%.
You never know.
I'm very excited about it. Good job, ABC.
I think so too. Are you guys excited about Claire? And what did you think of that Women Tell All drama?
Oh my gosh, and who do you think Peter is going to pick?
Yeah.
My gosh. Are we both Team Maddie?
I think so.
Or maybe no one. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You guys, be sure to subscribe to this channel so we can keep you posted on all the news you want and all the news you didn't even know that you wanted.
And make sure you ring that notification bell and click right over here to watch another new video. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Joslyn.
And I'm Joslyn Davis. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.